Today in the Daily Dose, Gerald Ford. Born in 1913, Omaha, Nebraska, Gerald Ford became a standout football player during his high school years in Grand Rapids, Michigan, attending the University of Michigan on an athletic scholarship that earned him a degree in economics, followed by a law degree from Yale University. After serving aboard an aircraft carrier in World War II, Ford married his wife Betty in 1948 before winning a seat in the U.S. House of Representatives, where he served with distinction for 25 years, including 8 years as House Minority Leader from 1965 to 1973. In 1972, as pressure began to mount on President Richard Nixon during the Watergate scandal, Vice President Spiro Agnew stepped down due to unrelated charges of tax evasion and accepting bribes, prompting Nixon to invoke his power under the 25th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, appointing Ford as his new vice president. When Nixon chose to resign from office rather than face an impeachment trial, on August 9, 1974, Gerald Ford became the first unelected president in American history, declaring in his inaugural address that our long national nightmare is over and that the Constitution works because our great republic is a government of laws and not men. During his 2 years as president, Ford oversaw the fall of Saigon when he was unable to convince a Democrat-majority Congress to approve further military aid. He also oversaw a domestic energy crisis and a weak economy marred by runaway inflation and high unemployment, while his controversial pardon of Nixon left many Americans believing that Ford had reached the Oval Office under a prearranged deal. In 1976, Ford lost a close election to Democrat Jimmy Carter, and although he stated that he had planned to retire from Congress that same year anyway, he also said that he was pleased to help the American people emerge from the shadow of Watergate with a renewed sense of trust in democratically elected officials. Ford remained active in retirement, sitting on a multitude of major corporate boards while giving speeches and staying actively engaged in his passions for golf and downhill skiing. Known for his clumsiness, in truth, Ford was one of the most accomplished athletes of any American president, having won 2 back-to-back National Football Championships in 1932 and 1933 as a gridiron standout during his student years at Michigan. Awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1999, America's highest civilian honor, he passed away at the age of 93 the day after Christmas 2006, the oldest ex-president at the time of his death, making Gerald Ford's presidency the 5th shortest in American history, but also one of integrity, compassion, and national healing. And there you have it, the life and works of Gerald Ford, today in the Daily Dose. If you want early access to Daily Dose documentaries before they're made publicly available, consider supporting us on Patreon so that you too could feed the filmmakers who feed your brain.